My name is Michael, and this is a story about a time in my life when I learned something very simple but very hard. I learned that nothing is free, not success, not peace, not a better life. Everything has a price, and sometimes that price is time, comfort, and pleasure. I grew up in a normal family. We were not poor, and we were not rich. My parents worked every day. They paid the bills. We always had food, electricity, and a warm home. Because of that, I never felt real hunger or fear. I also never learned discipline early in life. When I was a teenager, I liked comfort. I liked sleeping late. I liked watching videos for hours. I liked games, music, and easy fun. School was something I did, but not something I cared about. I passed my classes, but I never tried to be good. I always told myself, I have time. I will work later. Later became my favorite word. After high school, I went to college. At first, I felt proud. I thought college alone meant success. I thought just being there was enough. I was wrong. College did not care about my pride. It cared about work, focus, and effort. I had none of these. I skipped classes because I was tired. I stayed up late watching shows and scrolling on my phone. I ate fast food and spent money without thinking. When exams came, I studied only a little and hoped for luck. Sometimes luck helped me. Sometimes it did not. After 1 year, my grades were bad. Not terrible, but bad enough. One day, I received an email from the university. It said I was on academic warning. If I did not improve, I could lose my place. I remember sitting on my bed, reading that email again and again. My room was quiet. My phone was on the table. My computer screen was dark. For the first time, I felt something new. It was fear, but also shame. Not shame from others, shame from myself. That night, I did not sleep well. I kept thinking about my parents. They worked hard so I could study. They trusted me, and I was wasting time like it had no value. That night, I understood something clearly. Time is not free. Comfort is not free. A good future is not free. The next morning, I made a decision. It was not a loud decision. There was no big moment. I simply said to myself, I will change, even if it is uncomfortable. The first thing I did was simple. I wrote my goal on a piece of paper. I wrote, finish college with good grades and build a better future. I put that paper on my wall where I could see it every day. Then I made rules for myself. Not easy rules, hard rules. I decided that for 1 year I would live differently. I would push myself through hardship. I would deny myself pleasure. Not forever, but for a period of time. I stopped watching shows during the week. I deleted games from my phone. I stopped going out late with friends. I woke up early, even when my body wanted to sleep. I studied every day, even when my mind felt tired. I cooked simple food instead of eating outside. I saved money. I said no to many things. At first, it felt terrible. I was bored. I was uncomfortable. My friends asked why I disappeared. Some laughed and said I was acting strange. When they went out, I stayed home with my books. When they relaxed, I worked. Many nights, I wanted to quit. I told myself, just one video, just one game, just one night out. But I remembered the email. I remembered that feeling of shame. I remembered my goal on the wall. I learned something important during that time. Motivation is not always there. Some days I felt strong. Many days I felt weak. Discipline was the only thing that helped me continue. Discipline means doing the work even when you do not feel like it. Weeks passed, then months passed. Slowly, something changed. Studying became easier. My focus improved. I understood my classes better. I started to enjoy learning, not because it was fun, but because I felt progress. My grades improved, not suddenly but slowly. Each exam result gave me quiet confidence, not excitement, just calm confidence. I knew I was paying the price and it was working. Life was still hard. I was still tired. I still missed easy pleasure. But I noticed something interesting. The pain of discipline started to feel better than the pain of regret. There were moments when I failed. I had bad days. I wasted time sometimes. I felt lazy. But instead of quitting, I learned to forgive myself and continue. I learned that progress does not mean perfection. One winter evening, I was sitting alone in the library. It was late. Outside, it was cold and dark. My phone was silent. My book was open. I looked around and saw other students working quietly. In that moment, I felt something I had never felt before. I felt proud of myself. Not because life was easy, but because I was doing something hard. At the end of the year, I received my results. My grades were good, not perfect, but strong. The academic warning was gone. When I told my parents, they smiled. They did not know all the nights I struggled, but I knew. After that year, my life did not suddenly become perfect. Hard work did not end. Discipline did not disappear. But I was different. I trusted myself more. I knew that I could suffer for a purpose. I knew that I could say no to pleasure to say yes to a better future. Later, when I started working, this lesson helped me again. I woke up early while others slept. I learned skills while others relaxed. I saved money while others spent. Sometimes I felt lonely. Sometimes I felt tired. But I remembered that nothing is free. Comfort today often costs success tomorrow. Pleasure now often steals peace later. I did not hate pleasure. I simply learned to control it. I learned to delay it. There were times when I allowed myself rest. Rest is important, but rest is different from escape. I rested after work, not instead of work. Years later, when I looked back, I realized that the hardest period of my life was also the most valuable. Denying myself comfort for a limited time gave me freedom later. Discipline gave me choices. Hardship gave me strength. This story is not about being perfect. It is not about never enjoying life. It is about understanding reality. Life does not give rewards for wishes. It gives rewards for effort. Nothing is free. But everything is possible if you are willing to pay the price.